Hello everyone, welcome back to PJ Chen Design channel. I have several requests to build a Calla lily flower. So let's talk about the construction for those type of the surface. Are you ready? Let's get started. If we search the image on Google, we kind of notice it is one piece of a surface wrapping around and it's a little bit overlapping at the middle part. So we need to starting with few curve first. So we're gonna come into the top view and then we're gonna draw something like this. Don't worry about if they are not super nice because we're going to change it later. But we kind of need to understand how they are wrapping around. So I want them to coming over here. Maybe I need to change a little bit more like this one. Okay, so if this is going to be on the top, on the bottom I will have something really similar, so I'm just going to scale it down, something like that. I do not want this like too close because I do need a thickness for the jewelry purpose. And then so try to align the beginning point to be almost aligned together, so that will be easier for us to do the editing. So now if that is something that I like, I'm going to move this with the gumbo on the top. So this will be the top, this will be the bottom. Okay, so this is the idea. If we create some sort of a cross section, we can kind of sweep too, but then we're gonna have some sort of a form is really flat on the top and flat on the bottom. We do need to have it flat on the bottom, but on the top we need to have a very nice curve. So coming to the right view, imagine the side view of it. It almost look like something like this and coming over like this. All right, and then you can make it smoother, nicer, whichever gonna work for you. Okay, so this is, I have two curves here. So my goal is to create a curve like this, but a little bit curvature on the side. The command we are going to use is curve from to view. This is the first curve, this is the second curve, and that give me the curve is something like this. All right, so this is more to the profile that we wanted, and we need to do additional editing. Now let's hide this one, and because we want to edit is way too much point there, so we are going to rebuild it to make it simpler without changing too much of a shape. So 22 point is the suggestion, and we're gonna click OK and see if that is going to work. To make it organic, you probably don't want it to have it really symmetrical, so maybe in some point over there I want it right and the left is slightly different, and maybe I want this point going to go toward this way to have that little point at the end. So you kind of do your own editing and see which one is going to fit it. I'm just gonna simply drag it whatever just for this demonstration, as long as I get the shape look alike. All right, so I'm going to stop editing now, but you kind of get my meaning of how you get it a little bit irregular. As you can see the picture that we have, you can kind of make it really nice and smooth, or you do have some sort of a design more like this is a little bit irregular. So it's up to you how you're going to play with it. All right, kind of tweak it a little bit, make sure that it is in this shape because it's that opening kind of hugging. So this opening is a little bit lower. We're gonna do a test by drawing a straight line coming from this point to this point. And then we are going to do a test for the surface. Let's do the sweep 2. You got rail 1, rail 2, cross section. And then we get something like this. Alright, it looks like it's really close to the basic shape that we wanted, and we are going to rebuild the shape. Let's go ahead to rebuild it, and we're gonna make it, we'll keep it 24, but we may want to have a little bit more point on the V, so let's click OK right here. Now we have this, let's turn on the control point. So what we can do is we can pick up the first one, and let's go into the selection tool. And you can select those points. So let's pick up this one. You will select all the row together. And we are going to use the gumbo to scale it down a little bit like that. Okay, and we're gonna pick up the second row with the same tool, and we're gonna scale it down a little bit as well. So it's gonna coming into the neck a little bit thinner. And on the bottom of this one, I actually wanted to go a little bit wider, but lower. Okay, and then you can kind of play with it and see which one that works for you. On the very top one, I think the opening that I have may not be big enough, so I'm going to open it a little bit more and actually get it a bit higher. Alright, so let's take a look on the form. It looks nice and flowy, and we need to make a little bit change here. As you can see on the ghost view, the shape is getting what I want, but I don't need this corner over there. The corner is kind of really sharp and that doesn't flow really well. So what I'm going to do is duplicate the edges of this edges, and this edges. So that's sending into the red layer. So what we are going to do is using the split tool, and we're gonna split with the point somewhere a little bit big here, and somewhere with the point over here. And again on this side, we want to split with the point as well, somewhere here and somewhere here. And I'm going to delete all the point there. Now with all this line, we're going to use the blend tool. Let's blend from here to here. And we can also blend from here to here. Okay, so once we have that, we're gonna turn it on the surface that we have, and just using this one to trim the surface over there. Again, we are going to pick up this one and to trim the surface over there. So now if this is the shape that you can keep manipulating, if this is the shape that you like, you can go ahead to make an offset. We're going to use the offset the surface. We want to offset to outside, and let's set the distance for 0.8 for this demonstration, and we want to get something like this. Okay, so now we have two surfaces. We just need to blend the surface in between and make sure that we close it so it can be a solid. So what we are going to do is using the blend tool, we're gonna blend the surface, but make sure that chain edge here auto chain is equal, yes, and you want to click on that first edges, enter, and you click on the second edges. Alright, so then we'll get a very nice form here. So once we have that, we can select everybody and just go ahead to join it. We need to cap it, make it solid, but because of the blend, the surface on the bottom is not completely flat. So we want to come over here, and then we want to trim the bottom off. Now we can cap it. It becomes solid. One thing I want everybody pay attention right here. This is appear to be solid, but really be careful is you have the shape intersect back to itself, and that might cause the problem later on. So the easy fix is we're gonna draw a straight line over here, and using that to split this part into two. So now I have part 1 and part 2, and we are going to cap individually. So we're gonna cap this one, and we're also gonna cap this one. Alright, so now they are two solid here, 1 and 2. We just need to Boolean Union together. Now this is Boolean Union. As you can see, it automatically get rid of the intersection and it become 1. Alright, so that might be something that you want to keep in mind. If you have an intersect when you send it to 3D printing, you always have some issue there. Rest of you can do whatever you wanted to do. I'm simply just going to making a circle on the bottom. So let me do something like this, and we're gonna moving this circle to somewhere lower. Blend that circle back to this surface right there. We actually need the line to work with. So I'm going to use the duplicate edges, and we're gonna duplicate this one, Let's change the object to the purple layer as well as this one. To work on this, we actually don't need the interior over there, and we might want to chop it off somewhere there. So let me just split it with the point over here and delete that part. To connect those two, we can simply just using the blend tool, and we want blend from here to here. Okay, so once everything is done, let's click join. So ideally, I want to shape it coming down, follow this contour really nicely. So what I like to do is using the extract the IsoCurve, and we want to extract one. We want to extract one, go straight, and somewhere close to the quadrant. And we also make another one close to this quadrant over here. So let's take a look on all the curve that we have. Now, if we want it to flow really nicely, we are going to come into the bottom, and I'm gonna give in two small lines here. One is here and one is here. All right, and then so with this line, we are going to use the blend command. Gonna blend those two curves from here to here, and also another one go from here to here. Okay, so we no longer need those two lines and no longer need that. Those are just for us to find the curve that we need. As you can see now, we have the perfect curve for the sweep. Let's go to the sweep to rail 1, rail 2, cross section and cross section, and make sure they are aligned, and then we will get this curve there. So let's turn on back to this one. So this will come in really nicely over here. Just make sure that you cap it, so then it will become solid. Then you can kind of balling those two. One is this balling. We may want to have something in the center, so I simply just gonna do a ball there. It can be any size because we're going to tweak it. So I'm going to make them a little bit bigger and also make them a little bit longer, something like that. So it looks like this is something in the middle. Okay, so that will be our Calla lily flower today. You can use it to wrapping around a ring or flow into whatever surface that you wanted. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make a small donation to my channel. That will really help me on improving my video and also produce more. The donation link is at the description below. Thank you, and I will see you next.